So with that being said, right? Our first speaker of the night, right? We have a dynamic duo that's coming on for you guys tonight. I hope you guys are super excited. I hope you guys are ready to participate. I hope you guys are taking copious notes, right? First things first. This guy is hailing out of St. Louis, Missouri. He is a pillar of the community, right? He is also a devoted father, husband, and he is amazing friend and mentor, right? He has been in the social media realm for a long time. He has 1.4 million followers on IG. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's a big deal in my book. In addition to that, he is a mentor, right? He is a credit specialist, a guru, right? I want you guys to make sure that you are listening to what this man is saying. He has 100% of the information, right? He has been featured on Forbes, MSNBC, NBC, and every other outlet that you guys can think of. So without any further ado, please, do we have Mr. Hanso Legend Dennis on the call?
Can you see me okay?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. Wow. Thank you for that phenomenal introduction. I really appreciate you, man. Wow. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me know. Look, first of all, you all could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here, and that means a lot to me. So just thank you. As she stated, my name is Coach Legend, and wow, what an amazing Tuesday. Give yourself a huge round of applause just for being here. Again, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. So just a little bit about myself so that we're not complete strangers. I got started with this program about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, my lady and I were actually expecting our very first child, baby Legend. And I currently reside in St. Louis, right? Is there anyone from the Midwest on here, right? I saw a few. So 5 years ago, I found myself struggling. My lady and I, we were trying to move from the city to the county, and we got denied. What was crazy and embarrassing about that was that we had about 6 months worth of rent money, and we still got denied. Do you know how embarrassing that was? It made me realize that, although cash is king, but credit is power. And I got to be honest, I have tried credit repair before. How many people on here, let me know in the chat, if you have tried credit repair before with little to no success? I tried. I paid money, nothing happened. I had student loans, repossession, and judgments. Those are the items that I never seen or heard anybody get removed. What are some of the items that you have, or maybe you might know someone that might have that you don't think could possibly be removed? Put that into the chat, please, right? Now, my credit score was so bad, I don't even think at the time that I could even get approved for a library card. So what did I do? So my good friend told me about this program that he went through. He had results. So I got started. Within 4 months, and I got to be honest, my credit score was bad. The spectrum starts at 300. Mine was a 408. What's your lowest credit score that you ever had? Put that into the chat, right? Am I the only one that was that low? So I had a 408 credit score. I couldn't do anything with that, but no one taught me about credit. So I got started. 4 months into the program, my credit score increased by 273 points. Yes, you heard me. 273 points. I almost had a heart attack. I went from having a 408 to a 681 credit score. Eventually made it to the 700. Now we're well over the 800 club. So I'm not saying this to brag or boast. Is there anybody on here that would like to possibly get a new home this year? Put 2022 into the chat. Are you trying to basically maybe get a new car? It's tax season, right? Put 2022 into the chat. Maybe you're trying to get capital to start a business, right? And so credit is so important. See, credit means access to money. So it worked for me because of my credit. Life just been simply amazing. So let me go ahead and share the platform with you. But here's the thing though. I was working as a car salesman. I was working 70, 80 hours a week. I was selling cars. Guess what? The very same cars I was selling, I couldn't even get approved for it myself. If it wasn't for this young man right here, these are my two beautiful kids. I now have three. I have a newborn that's 5 weeks as of yesterday. And so, but he's the main reason. See, most of us have issues with credit, but you're probably not at that pain point to where you want to make a decision. So he was that pain point for me. So why are you here today? Someone thought highly enough about you to invite you. This is invite only. So you guys, I mean, you should give yourself a huge round of applause just for being here, because this is invite only. So this is the name of the platform, UCES, United Credit Education Services. So just a little bit about us. We have been in business for 18 years, not 18 days, 18 years. We're headquarters in Farmington Hills, Michigan. So if you want to go check out the physical location, you can. Completely debt-free company. Is there anybody on here that would like to become debt-free? Put free into the chat if you would like to become debt-free. So it would only make sense that you may want to partner with a company that's debt-free. And so, right. So back in 2020, the stats were showing that about 43 million people had a 599 or lower. 43 million people. So from some of the credit scores that you all just showed, you see why, right? But guess what happened? During the pandemic, so many people got laid off, right? Imagine being laid off and you have bills coming in, but no income coming in. So what did they do? They were using their credit cards. Hopefully, if they had credit cards with high limits, maybe they were using those to pay their bills. Eventually, they hit their limit. What did that cause? Late payments. Did you know that one late payment can drop your credit score anywhere from 50 to 120 points? Some of them, the accounts got charged off, collection. So this is what happened. So we went from having 43 million people with a 599 or less to now over 112 million from 2021 numbers, right? So what does poor credit make you feel like? Let me know in the chat. Which one is you? Does it cause anxiety? Are you embarrassed? Is it frustration? Is it fear? Is it confusion? So why would you want to fix your credit right now? You told me that you want to get a new home. You said you want to get a new car. Think about this, lower interest rates on credit cards and loans. What's the highest credit limit that you have right now? Put that into the chat. I got approved for a $50,000 credit card. When I was in college, when I had turned 18, when they were giving us credit cards, we applied for everything, but no one taught us about credit cards. I got those things and I maxed them out. How many people know what I'm talking about? I thought it was free money, but you can get higher limits. I just had a good friend of mine. They just moved into a new place and he had to put the utilities on his name. His credit score was so bad that he had to put $1,000 down for utilities. So that 3-digit number can actually have a high 6-figure impact. So this is why you want to make sure that you improve your credit. Is there anyone that's in the military here or maybe know somebody that is? Do you realize that you can even get a higher clearance because of your credit? I had this young lady who was working at this job for over 9 years. And it was time for her to get promoted for an executive position. But guess what happened? Her credit score was a 573. She couldn't even get promoted because of that. Do you know how crazy that is? Right? It's insane. So my very first car that I financed was a G35X Infiniti. Guess what happened? See, I was so excited. I called my good friend over trying to show off my vehicle. And he said, "Hey, coach, what's your APR?" I'm like, "APR, what are you talking about?" He's like, "What's your interest rate?" I'm like, "I don't know." In the process of trying to get approved, my credit score dropped over 40 points, just trying to get approved. When he looked at the paperwork, he almost shed a tear. He said, "Oh my God, this is a 30% interest rate. You're never going to pay off that vehicle." Guess what happened? 2 years later, I was out on a date. That vehicle got repoed. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that car got repoed. So I got into this program with a 408 credit score. I had a repossession. Today, I was able to go out. Well, not today, but now I have been able to go out and get my dream car. I'm not trying to brag. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just want you to see if someone like me can start with a 408, can have a repossession, and to be able to go out and get my dream car. But guess what? I went and got 2 dream cars. So don't look at these as liabilities when you can, when you know how to leverage them as assets. My point here is that your current situation is not your final destination. So coach, how are you guys different from everyone else? Well, one, we offer 12 different products. We're not just a credit restoration company. First off, we're going to teach you some advanced budgeting. See, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, how does the credit restoration piece work? So what we do, as soon as you get started, we do what's called a detailed analysis. We will challenge all the negative items that you are just stated above: student loans, tax liens, foreclosures, charge off, inquiries. I just seen a client that had 89 inquiries. How do you get 89 inquiries? See, when I was selling cars, this is how you knew someone had bad credit. And let me know if you have ever experienced this or if you know someone that has. When you go to a dealership and you are there for like half a day, like 4 or 5 hours. Am I speaking to someone right now? That's a sign you have bad credit, because now they got to beg so many lenders, like send your file through so many different lenders because you got bad credit. Here's another sign that you know that you have bad credit. Whenever they ask you to put down 3 references, that's a sign that you have bad credit, because they want to know, okay, off the top of your head, whose addresses do you know? Typically, it's probably your mom, brother, auntie, right? Those are the kind of people that you probably have their addresses off the top of your head, but that's telling them more than likely this is where this vehicle will be stored. This is where you will be from time to time. Does that make sense? This is where they will go and repo that vehicle. See, when someone has great credit, they walk in with posture. They said, I want this vehicle at this interest rate, and they're gone. Like, you still end there 4 hours later. Trust me. I used to sell cars for over a decade, and that's what happened. So again, we challenge all those items. Now, the reason that we're able to get this done is because we leverage what's called a Fair Credit Reporting Act, which was approved by Congress. That simply means that all the items that we're challenging, it's not saying that these items are not yours. We just have the right verbiage. We have a team of credit attorneys. So it's basically the bureaus have 30 to 45 days max to get back to us in a timely manner. If they don't, the law states that all those items that we challenge have to be removed. And so I just had a young lady in 45 days, her credit score increased over 200 points. Isn't that crazy? Now, we also will help you with Credit Builder, because not everybody has negative or derogatory items. Like, some people just want to establish credit. Is that true? Like, some people just needs to comprehend that, right? Most people probably need credit education, right? So again, our credit attorneys, typically it's like $350 per hour just for a phone call with these people, but this is all included in your package. How many people are using Credit Karma? How are you checking your credit right now? Let me know. What tool are you using? Is it Credit Karma? See, the thing with that is that Credit Karma shows you what's called a Vantage score. Not that it's wrong, is that only about 10% of the lenders uses that. And so most people uses your FICO score. This is where you want to check Experian. So when I was selling cars, someone would come in thinking that they had a 700 because Credit Karma said so, but in reality, they probably had a 600. It's because most people want your FICO score, and that's what 90% of the lenders want to see. And so we provide you with our very own credit monitoring tool that you can actually check your progress 24/7. And then this is all included. Did you know that you have a mortgage score? Did you know that you have an insurance score? At one point in time, my car insurance was almost the same as my car note. That's a sign you got bad credit, right? And so you also have an employment score. The reason that you didn't get that job is probably because of that. Watch this. I went to college. I went to grad school and I landed on my dream job. I couldn't even get it because it was contingent on my credit. Nobody told me that. We also have this amazing debt payoff program. So basically, we can help you impute your information, help you to save a lot and to eliminate a lot of interest. So you probably had something that would probably take you 12 years. We could probably show you how to make a few extra payments to get that paid off in 3 years. Isn't that exciting? Now, we also have what's called a financial lockbox. This is like a virtual safety box. What would happen to all your pertinent documents, like your birth certificate, your social? Think about those, right? What would happen if your house was flooded or caught on fire? What would happen if you took a flight right now and you lost your purse or your wallet? How do you get back? See, this is why this is crucial. We had a young lady who was on a cruise with us, and she lost her CPAS, which is your access card to get back on. But thank God she was a client of ours. She was able to go through her financial lockbox to show proof that she was who she was. And that was the only reason that she was able to get back on a cruise ship. She was almost left in that country that we were in. Now, we also provide you with identity monitoring. This should be huge for you. Think about this. Your credit score might be bad right now. If you can't use it, we can't use it. But I also want you to understand that as you go through this process, we will definitely help you improve. We have removed over 2.5 million negative and derogatory items. Don't you think that we could probably assist you? Absolutely, right? So this identity monitoring is huge because you also get up to $1 million coverage. This is huge. So as you start building your credit, when it improves, don't you want to protect it? Because sometimes it could be your own family at home trying to put cable on your name, trying to get a cell phone on your name. This is why you want to protect this. We will definitely teach you about your net worth because you know everybody else's, but what is your net worth? What are your assets and your liabilities, right? Saving goals. You probably want to get married, save for a trip. So we have some advanced saving goals that we will teach you. A will and a trust. There's so many people right now that they think that these are only for millionaires or for rich people. You need a will and trust. Just one alone can cost you over $2,500 and it's all included here. See, we have so many celebrities that passed away, like Prince, like he passed away prematurely. So like they just reveal how much his asset was worth. So imagine family members fighting, moaning first, fighting and then fighting over who gets what, all because of a simple document that was not put into place. Is this some good info? Now you definitely want to take a screenshot here. This is what I needed. Like how many people on here never knew how your credit score was calculated? Like put a no into the chat or put a yes if you have heard this, right? Did you know, again, 35% of your credit score is your payment history. That's, one late payment, that's 50 to 120 points. That's a lot. The second 30% is your credit utilization. So for instance, if you have $1,000 limit card, 30% of 1,000 is 300. So that means your balance should never exceed 300. If it does, you want to pay that down. If not, it will drop your credit score. So if we pause here, payment history, utilization, 35% plus 30, that's 65%. So 65% of your entire credit score, it's probably just more so on education. So the good thing here is that we will definitely provide the education as well because we don't want any repeat clients. 15% is your length of credit. See, your credit score is like a fine bottle of wine. Like the longer you have it, the better. Does that make sense? 10% is inquiries. Do you realize it takes 2 years for an inquiry to fall off? Unless you go through a program like this, right? And so you all can see the final 10% is the types of credit. So you want to have installment versus revolving. What is installment? What is revolving? Does that make sense? So you want to have credit cards, right? So that credit card payment might be different every single month. So that's revolving. But that card note or that loan is the same payment every single month. Does that make sense, right? So we also have a roadmap. Throughout the process, we will help you get a secured card. That could potentially help you improve your credit score anywhere from 50 to 100 points. Now, I'm not making any credit score claims. I'm just showing you what it has done. Is there anybody on here renting? Type rent into the chat, please. R-E-N-T if you're renting. Is it safe to say that your rent is probably your highest monthly expense? If that's the case, how come you're not getting any credit for it? How come the only time your rent shows up on your credit report is when you get evicted until now? You can actually add up to the last 2 years of your rental history as a positive trade line. We just had a client within 2 weeks, they got an extra 50 to 100 points. Think about that before the credit restoration process kicked in. Now, we also provide you with an app to help you. Guess what? Android users, we got you covered as well. Now you're probably thinking, okay, coach, you just provided so much value. How much is this? How much do I have to invest? Keyword invest, not spend, invest. It's a one-time 188. Now, let me know in the chat, what's the most that you have heard someone paid for credit repair before? Put that figure into the chat. I was just speaking with someone just now. They paid $2,500 for credit repair. Think about that for a quick second. Take a look in the chat. It's a one-time 188. Can you make a sacrifice? Can you invest in you? It's a new year, right? You said new year, new me. Well, show me. I'm from the show me state, right? So it's a one-time 188 and $89 a month. Now, it's not a contract. It's a month-to-month program. Everybody's credit profile is different. And you get access to all these different services, right? Now, what I love about this program is that We also have the YFL program. It stands for Youth Financial Literacy. So last year we actually donated well over $600,000 to high school seniors and freshmen. So we physically go into schools to help empower young people from the ages of 8 to 18 on the matters of personal finance so that they don't have to go through what you went through. Guess what? This year, again, we're donating another $600,000. We have donated well over $2 million to date. This could be your child, someone that's near and dear to you, right? So if you're probably thinking, okay, coach, is this really real? Does this work? Do you have some third-party validation? Well, I'm glad you asked.
All right, folks, I want you to listen closely to this harsh financial reality. Nearly a third of Americans have a credit score lower than a 600, and over 68 million Americans have bad credit. Now, a few weeks ago, I introduced you to a man who can help change all that. He's the author of The Chemistry of Credit and the owner of Ashton Henry Financial. Please welcome back Ashton Henry. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Why do you think, man, so many people ignore their credit score until it's too late?
First of all, most people aren't educated about credit. Secondly, most people aren't aware that because you have a negative item on your credit report, that doesn't mean that you have to wait 7 or 10 years to have that negative item removed off your credit report. That's absolutely false. And thirdly, most people don't realize how much important it is to have a high credit score because you lose so many opportunities. Your credit determines so many different things, whether you're trying to get a house, get a car, get a mortgage, whatever it is, your credit determines those things.
So Ashton, tell us exactly what you did for Trey.
Well, first of all, Trey had a lot of high balances on his credit. So first thing that we did was we pulled his credit. We did a detailed analysis to see what's negatively affecting his credit score. So he had collection accounts, late payments, also charge-offs on his credit reports. So what we actually did, we paid down his balances to under 30%. We also removed the negative item, the collection account, the charge-off account, and we also updated some of the late payments that he had on his credit report to help him overall with his credit.
So Ashton, you were able to increase Trey's credit score by how many points?
We were able to increase his credit score by over 200 points.
First off, you just heard from my personal mentor. Is there anybody on here that could use 200 points right now? Add 200 points to your current score. What does that take you? Isn't that life-changing? See, as I wrap up here, this is what I really wanted to share because, see, some of you, again, it's okay. I went through that process. I shared my story. I had bad credit, right? Now, some of you, let me show you the difference because I'm a visual person. Imagine this is you. You got bad credit right now. And imagine this is us, like we're on the same right side, right? So imagine we move into the same community. We are basically next door neighbors for this exact same home. We spent the exact same amount. You're paying $2,600 a month and I'm paying $1,100 a month. Your interest rate is almost 13%, mine is 4%. You're paying almost $1 million for that house and I can purchase 2 homes and still have spent less than you. Is this helping anybody right now? Is this some good info? Because sometimes your realtor might tell you, hey, we might be able to get you approved with a 580, but look at the interest rate. Look at the interest rate. So finally, look at the house. Look at the car now. Again, I know this is a new year. I know Texas dropped in 2 weeks. I get it. But before you make that decision, I want you to, purchase things when you have a higher, a better credit score. Imagine us getting that same vehicle right now, a $20,000 car, 5-year loan, 60 months. Look at your interest rate, 26%. Look at your monthly payment, $599. Now you're probably thinking, okay, coach, it's only a payment difference of $212 a month. For $212 a month, I can get a whole new car. I could buy my kid, my dad, my family member a whole new car. So you're paying almost $16,000 in interest. Is there anybody on here that wants to give away $16,000? Well, that's what you're doing. Now imagine someone that has a car and a house. Think about how much interest extra that they're paying. Now imagine someone that has credit cards, multiple credit cards, that has a loan possibly. You see why so much money is being spent? See, some of you are living paycheck to paycheck because you already have a bad credit score. Everything is costing you more. Does that make sense? So I really just wanted to share that because this was life changing for me. And, no one taught me about credit, but credit means access to money. And so I'm going to share one last thing, and then I'm done. And so I never thought in my wildest years that I would ever be approved, for any, high limit credit cards. Like, I'm actually on my journey to having my black card soon. If I could find my cards here. Well, I just got one of them. So you guys can see here, right? This is my card, right? You got my name on it. You guys can see that, right? So I have a personal Amex and a business Amex. Again, I'm not trying to impress you, just to impress upon you. My flights are cheaper. My hotels sometimes are free. I get free upgrade, early check-ins. Even when I'm traveling on a plane, I get clear for free. So I'm not waiting in line. I get to get a companion pass. So I get to travel with someone for free. Do you guys see the savings? I get free Wi-Fi at every hotel I go to. See, it's all about saving. And I have a card with no limit. See, we want to educate you on how credit repair works, but we want you to have excellent credit, but we want you to leverage credit. Do you realize and this is what I'm going to end with. We just had a family of 5, went through the program, improved their credit. Each of them went over a 740 credit score. And now, mind you, most people, it takes 4 to 6 months. Imagine you probably have been living with bad credit for over a decade. So don't expect your credit to be fixed overnight. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So let's just go through the process. Let's be realistic. I'm super transparent. It could take 4 to 6 months, but isn't that better? Even if it took you a year, isn't that better than living with bad credit all of your life? So that family of 5, guess what? They were able to leverage their credit, open up a restaurant, a hookah lounge, a coffee shop, a cleaning company, and a construction company. One of those businesses pays for that loan, but guess what? They had the idea, the game plan. They just were missing the education and the credit score. So credit is huge. Credit is access to money. Do you realize the individual that introduced me to this platform, that got me on the same webinar that you're on? See, they changed the entire trajectory of my life. I'm the first person in my family that made it to the 700 Club. Again, not to brag or boast, I'm just trying to show you, we need to help. Is there anybody on here that's ready to break the generational curse? So just thank you so much for being here, because credit is power. And so we just want you to leverage that the best way. So now my piece is done. You all have no idea. We have a special guest out of the Vegas area, this young lady. Oh my God. Is there anybody on here that would like to make more money this year than you did last year? Put me into the chat. If you would like to make more money this year than you did last year. Now imagine, what are your monthly expenses right now? Is it $2,000 a month, $3,000, $4,000 a month? Now I'm not making any income claims. What if that there was a way to potentially set up a game plan to help you make some extra income on top of what you're currently doing, if it did not interfere with what you're doing? Is there anybody on here that would possibly take a look? So this next young lady, wow. I mean, she is just a pillar in the community. She's only 26 years young, the first millionaire in her family. Is there anybody that would like to become the first millionaire in their family? Put a 1 into the chat. So obviously she has 1,000% of the information. She's a blast to be around, but she loves to help people. She's a phenomenal leader. She's one of the best speakers, one of the best trainers in this entire company. She's what we consider a senior vice president. Her business does well over $1 million in business revenue every 30 days from the comfort of her home. So go ahead, take out your notepad, because you need to take some copious notes. She helped impacted my life. And so it's a privilege and honor just for me to even share this platform with her. The top producing senior vice president, Mr. Jaya Hongo, make it to the line.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Take it away, man.
Man, I definitely want to give it back to you for everything that you do, constantly pouring into the team. And, Coach Legend is very, he's very selfless. He will literally give you the shirt off of his back if he needed to. And so I truly do appreciate you. And I really just want to ask you guys a question. I want to go back to the question that he just asked. How many of you guys are looking to make more in 2022 than you did in 2021? I need you to drop some ones in the chat. I know high energy equals high income, and I go off of energy. Like I am, what do they call it? Is it an empath or whatever they call it? I go off of energy. So in order for me to deliver and really be able to give you this powerful information that changed my life, I need to know that we have energy on the line. Okay. And so again, I'm super excited to share this with you guys. I'm actually live on Facebook as well. Get that together. But I want to share something with you guys. I found this company when I was 22, barely turning 23 years old. Okay. At the time, I was a single mom living paycheck to paycheck. I had a 490 credit score due to being a victim of identity theft. Can anybody relate? Can you drop some ones in the chat? Have you ever been a victim of identity theft? Well, that was definitely me, right? I was a victim of identity theft. A close family member of mine who worked at a bank was applying for things in my name. And I didn't find out until I went to go apply for an apartment, got denied, went home that night, pulled my credit report, and I saw there was some items that I was not familiar with. Well, companies was charging $1,500 to get the job done. And as a single mom, I didn't have that type of money, right? How many of you guys could drop some ones in the chat to agree at the fact that $1,500 for one service is definitely a lot of money, right? And so I came across this company, and actually in 6 months of leveraging the services, I went from a 490 to a 750 back in November or October, I believe. I think it was November or October. Me and my babe, my significant other, we had got approved for a home that's currently being built from the ground up as we speak. It won't be done until May. And then not only that, just like he said, I was recognized for being the first millionaire in my family. Y'all, if somebody would have told me that this would be my reality years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. Because at the time, I was just living paycheck to paycheck, working 40 hours a week, right? How many of you guys can relate? Drop some ones in the chat. I was frustrated. I was always taking out the payday loans. By the time I got paid, I had to pay them back. How many of you guys can agree and actually relate to that? I got sick of that. I said, man, something has to change. And what really woke me up was the fact that when I came into my call center job, making the $8.25 an hour, you know, when you connect and you make a relationship with the other coworkers, I was like, hey, you know, how's the pay here? Like, when do we get a pay raise? How does this work? A lady been there for 25 years and her pay difference was 50 cents from mine. I want y'all to drop breakthrough in the chat. Breakthrough in the chat if you're ready to literally receive your 2022 breakthrough. Because when I tell you guys, I'm just like, that cannot be my reality. I can't keep struggling to put gas in my gas tank. I can't keep struggling to buy my daughter formula. I can't keep struggling and asking mom for help. I just got to figure this out. And so when I was introduced to this platform, everything changed for me, you guys. So I encourage you to be open-minded. And one of the things is, it's one thing to be recognized, right, on stage, but it's another thing to position other people to be recognized as well. As you guys can see, these individuals got recognized for earning 6 figures in their business, right? These other individuals got recognized for being able to earn multiple 6 figures in their business. And again, we're not making no income claims. You know, it's all off of hard work and dedication. Are y'all ready for the information? Drop some ones in the chat. So again, the company name is United Wealth Education. We've been around for 18 years, as Hanzo said. And again, you know, we are truly passionate about financial literacy. And I just remember coming across this company. I told my mentor, I said, Amina, I can't get started in something that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow. She said, Ajay, we've been in business since 2004. We're a debt-free company. We own all of our products. Not only that, we have the same key executives since the inception of the company. How many of you guys can agree a company that's been around for 18 years is doing something right? Yes or yes? Drop yes in the comments section. Absolutely. So that gave me the confidence to truly push this platform. You know, I already had a reputation, and my reputation was very, very important to me. I couldn't just be a part of something that I knew that, again, was going to be here and gone tomorrow. And I just remember at the time, I said, Amina, I need my credit work done, but I don't think I have time to do this business. She said, Ajay, it's not about your time. It's about who do you know. How many of you guys are very busy? Drop some ones in the chat, right? I'm like, look, I work 40 hours a week. I'm a first time mom. Like, I don't think I have time for the business. I want to get my credit together, right? I'm sick of being denied. I'm sick of, you know, having these high interest rates. I said, I want to be able to get my credit together, but I don't know if I can do the business. She said, Ajay, I want you to understand something. It's 112 million people today with less than perfect credit. It's 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. And it's our goal to decrease these numbers. But how are you going to do so? You're not doing any of the paperwork. I just shared with you guys, I went from a 490 to a 750 in 6 months. My fee, well, let's put that out there. My significant other, okay? He literally, his first month, he got his student loans removed off of his credit. Now, I'm not saying your student, that's going to happen. Everybody's results is definitely different. However, it was the fact that I didn't fix his credit. The company did the paperwork. We just referred him to the platform to get his credit restored, and we got paid for it. She said, Ajay, you're going to have access to your own website. You're going to also have access to a call center that's going to work on your behalf, taking care of your clients. You're not fixing anyone's credit. You're going to get paid every single Thursday. You're going to have access to $100,000 in life insurance. Like, I have a lady in my organization who has MS. She doesn't qualify for life insurance. Why? Because of her condition. But because she partnered as a consultant and we don't do any type of medical exams, she now has access to $100,000 in life insurance. Is that better than any? Drop yes in the comment section. I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at the comments. Okay. I appreciate the energy, right? And so then my mentor said, you also get tax advantages. Did you know when you add a home-based business to your portfolio, you're actually opening up 400 plus tax laws? Did you know that? You're actually saving a lot more in taxes versus you not having a business. See, a portion of my home is a write-off. When I travel, that's a write-off. You know, my phone is a write-off. Why? Because I operate business from my devices, from my home, from where I travel to. And so when I really saw that, I said, okay, so how does this work? I said, because I'm telling you, Amina, I just don't have time to do this. She said, Ajay, we get paid 6 different ways. And when she shared that, I said, go ahead and sign me up, because I only got paid one way when it came to me working at my call center job, just making $8.25 an hour. She said, Ajay, every single person that you refer to the platform to get their credit restored, you get paid $100 per person. She said, you also get paid $12 residually for the life of that client, right? Every single time they make their monthly payment. And so I said, Amina, I don't think I know anybody who, like, I don't know if I know anybody. She said, Ajay, how many people do you know wants to become homeowners, but their credit is in the way of making that happen? Drop some ones in the chat if you guys know somebody. She said, how many of you guys know somebody who would love to increase their credit score in 2022? I said, okay, drop some ones in the chat. She said, how many of you actually, how many people do you know who is tired of being sick and tired that can relate to your story, Ajay? Drop some ones in the chat. And so when I really just started thinking about that, I said, okay, you're absolutely right. She said, you also get paid $12 residually for the life of that client. Every single time they make their monthly payment, you're getting paid for it. I remember in 2018, I had surgery, January of 2018. I was literally unconscious for the whole week. I was not able to work my business. However, because of the residual income, I had received at the time my biggest check without having to work my business. I'm going to let you guys know something. I realized as I was working that call center job, I was responsible for 1,000% of my efforts. If I didn't clock in, I didn't get paid. How many of you guys ever went to work sick anyways? Probably not now because, you know, COVID is big and everybody's a little, you know, but back then before COVID hit, how many of you guys ever had to go to work sick anyways because your lights were probably going to be in jeopardy of getting cut off? Your phone bill was probably going to be in jeopardy of getting cut off, right? You was going to be behind on rent because, again, if you don't show up, you don't get paid. And so when I saw that, I said, okay, how else do we get paid? She said, Ajay, you get paid up to $560 per person that you bring into the platform to help them launch their business. So I started thinking about the single moms who was living paycheck to paycheck, who didn't have child support to really rely on. I started to think about the realtors who were struggling with getting to the closing table. Why? Because their clients didn't have good credit. I started thinking about tax professionals who were literally out of work for a season. Why? Because they didn't offer credit restoration to their clients. And so as we started making it about other people, we started having success with the platform. She said another way that you get paid. And when I really saw these numbers, you guys, y'all probably like, okay, wait, hold on. What's going on over here? I couldn't fathom me making over $18,000 a year because that's barely what I was making. And so she said, Ajay, the more that you grow your business, the company is going to give you an infinity bonus every single month based on the growth of your business. We have Coach Legend on the line. He's a regional vice president. What does this mean? A regional vice president's business does $250,000 in sales every single month. He gets 1.75% of that as a bonus every single month. And this is off of the amount of people that he helps. Okay. Like how many of you guys would cash an additional $4,300 every single month? Drop some ones in the chat. That's just, we're not even talking about the other ways that you get paid. This is just a bonus. A senior vice president. I don't even want to spook you with my numbers at all, but a senior vice president, my business does $1 million every 30 days. The company gives me 2.25% of that. I used to be excited about making $20,000 a year. They're giving that to me every single month because of the amount of people that we help. It's not because of the looks, you know, your girl look kind of good. No, I'm kidding, you guys. No, really, I do. But, you know, it's not off of the looks. It's not off of just sitting around, not doing nothing. It's off of the amount of impact that we make. And that's why I'm so passionate about this company. Additional rewards. See, as you grow your business and as you follow the systems that's going to allow you to have success, the company is going to award you every single step of the way, right? And so it grows. It starts here, but it grows to where you get to the R&R Club. How many of you guys really want to retire the right way? When we go to Walmart, when we go to Sam's Club, when we go to Costco, who do we usually see outside greeting people, right? Who do we see sometimes in the drive-thrus greeting people? It's the elderly. Why? Because majority of the time statistics say I believe it's 43%. 43% don't even have $10,000 saved for retirement. And I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely agree. We cannot rely on $10,000. Like, I just don't see that happening. And so when I saw this, I was like, wow, I'm ready to sign up. Why? Because the company says, Ajay, the amount of people that you help, we're going to eliminate your car note. We're going to pay up to $600 a month towards your car note. Actually bump that. We're going to increase your car allowance up to $1,500 a month. And then not only that, just off of the amount of people that you're really helping, we're going to pay you up to $5,000 a month towards your mortgage. When your car is being paid for and your mortgage is being paid for, what more could you guys truly ask for? What more could you guys truly ask for? The number one stress factor in each household is your mortgage, your rent, right? And your car note. Would that add value to your life if that was eliminated? Drop some ones in the chat. It's possible. It's happening for a lot of individuals who really takes this serious. And so then it showed me something else. It said, you know what? The more people that you help, you're really going to be able to set yourself up for retirement. You're really going to be, we call this legacy income. Okay. And what really stood out to me, this really stood out to me because, for one, it takes away from people begging the Social Security Administration for the money that they may not even give you in the first place. Why do I say that? I have a lady in my organization who actually was working for the government for 25 years. When it came down to the year of her retiring, they actually fired her and had her trained. Before they fired her, they had her train somebody else to replace her job. She said, Ajaya, I've been working here for 25 years. I should be on the beach, somewhere in Hawaii, somewhere in Mexico right now. I've been working here for 25 years. I'm 60 years old. What am I going to do? We showed her the platform. Today, she's a sales director doing $10,000 on a monthly basis. Now, you're probably asking, okay, how am I going to have success with this platform? Training, tools, and support. I told my mentor, I said, everything sounds great, but how do I know that I'm going to have success with this platform? I've been a part of one of these things before. I didn't have success. How do I know? How can you reassure me that I'm going to have success with the platform? She said, training, tools, and support. You're going to have access to a marketing system that goes out there, gets the clients for you, as well as the business partners, because I'm sure you can agree, as business owners, you start to rely on systems. Now, with you actually being a consultant, it's only $100 more of you getting your credit restored. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not have the $299 to get started. 5 years ago, I did not. I looked at the fee. I said, hold on. I just told you I'm a single mom. I'm a struggling single mom at that. I don't have the money to get started. But then she said, Ajaya, let me ask you a question. How many days a week do you work? I said 5 days a week. She said, okay, I'm going to assume 40 hours a week or whatever. And we did a math. She actually showed me a number. She times it by 12 and showed me 10,000 hours that I have been working, but not have access to $300 to start a business. And so she was absolutely right. I said, you know what? Instead of making this my excuse to not getting started, I'm going to make it a reason for me to never be in this position again, to saying, hey, I do not have it. And so I ended up pawning my laptop to get started, you guys. And I'm sure you can agree that was the best decision I've ever made. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was looking at that $89 a month and I'm like, okay, I can't commit to that. I'm already a struggling single mom. I'm living with my mom at the time. I can't commit to $89 a month. She said, Ajaya, when you refer 3 people to the platform by following the systems that are in place for you to have success, not only do you get your investment back, plus you profited. She also said, when you refer 5 people, you're not paying $89 a month for any of those services that Coach Legend just showed you. And so when I saw that, I said, okay, I'm game in. It took me 2 weeks to really come up with the idea of pawning my laptop. But again, you guys, don't make, when I tell you guys, I'm so grateful. And right now, honestly, I really just want to remove myself out of the way and call on some individuals who's been able to have success. For one, in particular, she's a regional sales director out there in the Milwaukee area, out there having success. A regional sales director does $300,000 in sales a year. And I just want her to go ahead and just share her story with you guys. Melody, were you able to make it to the call? Can you hear me? Are you able to unmute?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Hello, everyone. Ajaya, thank you so much for having me. I just want to give it back to you and just really thank you for everything you've done for the team. And I mean, wow, you're just an example of, how a leader should be every single day. So guys, before I prolong and start crying and everything, guys, this has been an amazing opportunity. Before I got into this platform, I actually was making a living as a nanny. I am a music artist, but obviously music artists, you have a certain amount of sales you have to make in order to really, make good money. So I worked as a nanny. I did childcare. And when I tell you, I just got to the point where I was sick of being denied. And I saw myself being able to retire by 40, and I just didn't see taking care of children as the path to lead me there. I knew I was going to go into real estate. So long story short, I found this platform. I was able to get my credit fixed, literally over 200 points. Once I saw the student loans come off, I lost all of my skepticism and I wanted to tell everyone. So guys, when I say not only does this company give you a phenomenal opportunity to build a business, having amazing credit has been such a blessing. Today, I have been able to get into the real estate field and also commercial landscaping. And this business has allowed me the time freedom to not only become financially literate, but also pursue other goals with mine. So when I say this is the place that you need to be in order to really financially open up your mind, this is what you want to do. So thank you so much, guys, for having me. And Ajaya, I'll give it back to you at this time.
Powerful story, Melody. I'm so proud of you, man. Like I said, you cannot win with this platform if you're not into helping other individuals. So the success stories that you're actually hearing, it's from the people who've been able to really go out there and make an impact. I have another couple out here in the Las Vegas. I'm gonna have them go ahead and just share their story with you guys. But man, they're killing it. They're what we call an executive sales director. An executive sales director actually does $600,000 a year in sales. And I want them to go ahead and just share their story. Leslie and Dub Epps, did you make it to the call? Can you hear me? Are you able to unmute?
We are here. Can you hear us and see us okay?
Yes, we can.
Hey, thank you for having us. Got to always give it back to Ajaya. She's our mentor, absolutely phenomenal. We wouldn't be where we are without her and this organization. And of course, give it back to Coach Legend. Thank you for having us tonight. We appreciate all of our leaders and how much you pour into us. Just a little bit about us. I started in the organization a little over a year ago now, and I started because I was honestly on Facebook and I was really stressed out because student loans had hit my credit report, dropping me like 89 points. And I didn't know what to do. I honestly thought I'd be stuck in the 500s forever and paying double deposits to rent, things like that. And I saw a post about credit repair and I was a little skeptical. So I reached out to the young lady and said, you know, is this real? Because I actually really need help. And she was like, yeah, actually it is. And then I learned about the ability to make an income as well, which I was looking for, something where I could work from home because I do have a physical disability that causes chronic pain, costs me many jobs due to being absent from work, things like that. And so I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. We'll see if I can make some income and improve my credit score. And in a short amount of time, my credit score went up over 100 points. And I was able to start making an income, really making an impact, just helping others and sharing the information with my community and following the tools that they have in place for us. And it's honestly been the most phenomenal thing for me, the self-development and growth on top of the financial freedom, and the knowledge has just been phenomenal. And I want to hand it to my husband because I want you to hear what it's been able to do for him as well.
Hey, everybody. So my name's Dub Epps, and my wife found this opportunity, and, you know, she started right away. And I also needed my credit fixed, right? Because we were tied together for our student loans. Those late payments hit, dropped both our scores. Like she said, we were able to increase our credit score over 100 points. But not only that, I was working 60 to 70 hours a week in an IT job, working in middle management. And I don't know if any of you got kids, but I had 4 kids at home. Plus we had 2 foster kids in the house. And, you know, you're working, trying to create a lifestyle for your family, but you're not able to live the life with them. So it was very stressful on my household, not being able to do anything with them, always constantly working, and missing out on the special opportunities with your kids is heartbreaking, especially when you're a dad who's really involved and wants to live that life with your family. So we found this opportunity, and during breaks on car rides, I was able to work and build this business. And ladies and gentlemen, within 90 days, it took me 4 years in my current career to get 1 promotion. Within 90 days, I was able to receive 3 promotions in this corporation. And in 4 months, I was able to create an income where I was able to fire my boss, no longer working 60, 70 hours a week. And we've been just rocking and rolling ever since. This is a phenomenal opportunity. We're so thankful for Jaya for giving this opportunity to us. And with it, we've been able to move out of the cold weather out here to the Las Vegas market, and we're just having a whole lot of fun. So if anybody's ever skeptical or wondering what you should do, if you're working a job right now and you think you don't have time, this opportunity will give you the platform that will put you in position to make a difference.
Wow. I'm so excited for them, man. You know what's funny? I told them to move from Minnesota to Vegas, and it's been they've been rocking it. Okay, rocking it. And so they're like, I'm on the way, and they've been just killing it. So man, your guys' story truly do inspire me. And I'm pretty sure it inspires a lot of you guys to push. I may have some business owners on the line who are like, hey, it's not about the money for me. Like I know for Dub, it really wasn't even about the money. He was very successful with what it was that he was doing. He was making great income. However, it was about the time freedom. See, I know people who are making great income, but they have no time, and you can never get that back, right? And so, man, I truly do appreciate both of you guys for sharing that. I want to call on one more testimony, an individual who's out there killing the Milwaukee area. He's what we call a vice president. He's a R&R, R&R level 1, okay? Level 1, that means his car, him and his wife, both him and his wife, their cars are being paid for by the company. So I just want to go ahead and hopefully unmute you. Jebecca, did you make it to the call? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, we can.
Man, first of all, I'm inspired all over again. I feel like I'm literally just for the first time hearing this information. Thank you so much, Ms. Hongo, for having me on. Thank you for everything you do, everything you've done. My wife and I, we call you our guardian angel because it's facts. You absolutely changed our lives. Guys, a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Jebecca Jones. I'm out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when I first took a look at this information, I was a full-time telemarketer. I don't know if any one of you have ever done telemarketing before. It's not a glamorous job. It's not the job you aspire to be when you grow up. But I found myself doing it for 10 years and absolutely hated it. On top of that, my wife was struggling at a job that she thought was going to be her full-time career. She graduated college, did everything you were supposed to do, and she realized that corporate America is not favorable for women, especially Black women, in her experiences. So we found ourselves coming home every day frustrated. My dad recently had passed away, so I took my mom in, and my children were going through a lot of things. So if you know what it's like to have a stressful household, type 1 in the comments, because that's what we had, a very stressful household. And although finances were something we needed more of, we definitely needed that, and we definitely needed the credit restoration services. The real big thing for us was freedom. We needed time freedom. We needed the ability to be able to really tackle all these things that were going on in our lives and still create an income from home. And so it was 90 days of partnering with Ms. Hongo. We actually took the leap of faith and walked away from both of our jobs. Everybody thought we were crazy. But guys, by the grace of God, a little over a year and a half later, we were actually able to live a lifestyle. We had hit vice president, and we had been able to just follow her leadership, being able to help our children do so much more, my mom do so much more. I say all this to say this. So many of you guys are looking at this information, you wonder, can you do it? I'm telling you, for a guy who's a telemarketer, no college education can come in and follow somebody who is half his age. You absolutely can do this, because if not for being humble and listening to her, we wouldn't be here. So I just want to tell you, first of all, yes, you can do it, and just follow the leadership, follow the training, and the rest is history. So thank you so much, Ms. Hongo, for having me on. I swear, every time I hear your voice, we're reminded of how blessed we are. And Mr. Legend as well, your leadership as well. I give it back to you.
Man, thank you, Jebecca, for sharing that. I just remember, and mind you guys, I actually met them on Facebook. So again, I truly do appreciate you for coming on there and sharing that. How many of you guys are excited, right? I may have 4 types of people on the line. One person says, hey, I don't need the business opportunity. I don't need the credit. You want to go ahead and exit off because there's nothing that we can do for you. We truly do appreciate you for hopping on. There's a number 2, a person who says, hey, I just want to get my credit restored. I'm tired of renting. I want to go into home ownership at the end, by the end of 2022, whatever in 2022, you definitely want to get back with the person who invited you. Then there's a number 3. You can relate to every single story that you heard, but you want to work this business part-time. This is something that you want to do part-time. definitely get back with the person who invited you. Then there's a number 4. There's a person who says, not only do I need my credit restored, not only do I want to work this business full-time, but start part-time, but I'm ready to really experience the biggest breakthrough in 2022. I want you to get back with the person who invited you. Let them know, do you have interest in being a customer or have interest in being a consultant? Again, it's $299 to actually get started as a consultant, $89 a month. However, when you refer 3 people, not only do you get your investment back and you profit it, but you also, when you refer 5, you also get the $89 a month waived. So I encourage you guys to get back with the person who invited you, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the TOP.